In today's video, we will discuss the teen craft bag for the Imagine Summer Literacy Program at the Stevens County Library. This is craft bag week number 1, and it includes an origami bookmark, shrink plastic, and a Cubicraft figure. This craft bag involves using an oven and using scissors to slice as well as to cut, and it also involves advanced folding. Therefore, this craft bag is suitable for 7th through 12th grade. Let's get started. We're going to start with our origami bookmark, and in your craft bag are several sheets of very colorful origami paper. Some of them are solid colored and some of them are bright and colorful. So we're going to start by turning our origami paper over. So my backing of my paper is the solid color. So I'm going to choose to look at the solid color of my origami paper. I'm going to fold the bottom corner, so I'm holding it like a diamond, the bottom corner up to the top corner. So essentially we're folding it in half lengthwise, so you'll have a triangle. Then we are going to fold our right point up to meet the middle point. And if you look at your colorful origami paper, they do all tend to have a very center point, so that will help you with some of your measurements. So we're going to fold right there. So I'm going to put my finger right at the point, and I'm going to fold my right end up to meet the very top corner of my triangle. And we're going to give that a good crease. And then we take our left point and do the same thing. Remember, this is our center point. So I'm going to hold my finger there and line those two sides up, those two folds right along the center. Okay, now we're going to unfold them both. So we have a triangle again. We're going to fold 1/2 of the middle point down to our bottom edge. Whoops, just one. So right down to that little yellow point in my center. We're going to fold the right point back up the middle. And then we're going to tuck this edge underneath this pocket we just made. So fold that all the way in there and crease it. And then we'll repeat that on the other side. So we will fold this, refold our center point here. And then we will tuck this end into our pocket and make it nice and even. And voila, you made a bookmark. And the way that you use this bookmark is when you have a page in your book, when you get to the point that you need to use your bookmark, you just slide that right in on top of the page and you'll know where you are to start next time. So there are several pieces of craft or of origami paper in your sack, so you can make a lot of bookmarks and share them with your friends and family. Number 2 on our list is our Cubicraft. Now, this is a Cubicraft. This is Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph. And as you can see, she is kind of a little 3D cube character. And you can see right here where she's falling apart a little bit that it is tabs that fit into slots. You have a variety of Cubicrafts in your sack, and I will show you. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it takes a while, but you'll start with, this is Wonder Woman, and you'll see here that Wonder Woman, she doesn't have a picture of what she's supposed to look like, but she's more simple than Vanellope. Vanellope was supposed to look like this. This was on her paper. You are going to take your scissors, and the first thing you're going to do is set your paper on top of a piece of cardboard. So I just have a piece of cardboard here. I'm going to set my paper on top of that. And then you're going to take your scissors and open them up carefully. And do you see there are lines here? There are white lines. And then there inside of her fleshy parts, there's some lines. And then there are some lines here, here. Let me see if I can get, and here and here. So all of those little white lines, there's even a teeny tiny one right here. You're going to take your scissors and gently slice through that line. And you'll do that on all of those interior lines because that's where your tabs will fit inside or to hold your piece together. So you'll do that first, and you'll do the long ones too because that's how the head fits onto the body. Then you're going to cut out the pieces. Now you're going to leave all the tabs on there. So cut all the way around the black part of your design. And then in here, you see in these little slots, you're going to cut a little bit into there. Then once you have all of it cut out, you're going to fold along all of the lines. So you're going to make a cube out of her head. And basically, that's what I did with Vanellope here. You see how her head is all folded together, but it is held together by these little tabs. And if I pull too hard on it, see, this one will come apart. So you see how I folded the tabs together and they insert to make Vanellope. Now, if I find it helpful to put some tape, once you get those tabs where they need to be, put a little tape on them to hold them in place because they do want to be kind of loose. See, this one keeps popping out over here. I do have a little bit of tape in there, but I didn't tape the whole thing on this one. And you see how her arms slide in. The arms are like this, and your tabs will slide into the slots on the side of the arms. You can look up some videos on how to make these. If you have trouble, they're not too terribly complicated once you've figured out what you're supposed to do. That's why I've included 3 in your craft bag so that you can experiment on them. You can also print them yourself at deviantart.com, and I can include a link to that. If you need a link, just let me know. And if you put one together, I'd love to see it. So please share it on social media and tag us at Stevens County Library, and you could hashtag us at hashtag Stevens County Library as well. The third craft involves the oven. The first thing you're going to need to do is get an adult's permission. And you'll need an adult's permission to use the oven and set it at 325 degrees. You're going to take one of your pages of shrink plastic that is in your bag. You should have a couple of them. And you're going to trace a design with permanent marker on one side of your shrink plastic. Now you have about half of a sheet of shrink plastic, so you conserve it. So put your designs as close to the edge as you can so you can use all of your shrink plastic. Once you have your design traced, turn it over and use the sandpaper that came in your packet to sand the back side of your image. And I find it helpful to sand it one direction and then sand it another direction. And the reason we're going to do that is because it helps our colored pencils stick better. So you can see I've got it roughed up, and then you will color your design with your colored pencils on the rough side, the side you just used with the sandpaper. And that will look like this. You can color it just solid. You could make it interesting by shading it a little bit. I shaded this one. If you can see, there's a little bit of darker colors around all the edges just to try to give it more depth, and that's up to you. Once you have your design colored, I took a black colored pencil and I re-outlined my image after I colored it on the sanded side. So that makes a nice solid black line once we shrink our plastic. Then you take, once your design is complete, you'll cut it out. If you would like to put a hole in it to make it a necklace, remember to keep it pretty far away from the edge. I would recommend, like on this design, keep it about 1/2 inch inside of your outer edge. You'll punch a hole. If you have a hole puncher, you can use that, or you can very carefully use your scissors to cut a little square. I would recommend a square if you're using scissors. And then cut out your design, and you'll put it on a piece of lightweight cardboard. Like, remember our cardboard that we used to slice our QB craft? We'll put it on a piece of lightweight cardboard and put that in the oven at 425 degrees, and then wait until it'll roll up a little bit, and then it will flatten back out. Once it has stopped moving and it looks about as flat as it's going to get, that's when you take it out, and that's when it's done. This is how small it shrinks. So you can see I just did the little hamburger, so I would say that's about maybe 1/5 of what it used to be. So they'll get very small. So you can make a lot of different shrink charms with the shrink plastic I have included. Your instruction sheet lists the instructions for the shrink plastic that came off of the package for the shrink plastic. So please follow those instructions, and please make sure that you do have your parents' permission. And when you are done with your shrink plastic, please turn off the oven. So we have made so many really cool crafts today, and I would like your opinion on what you think you would like to see for teens in upcoming teen craft bags. It's a lot of fun to create craft bags for teenagers because I can put more advanced stuff in there. So I really hope that you guys like this. And I'm only making 10, well, I might make 20 craft bags this first week, and I will adjust from there. So if you really like this and I need to make more than 20 teen craft bags, please let me know, because I really want everybody to enjoy their summer and do as many cool things as you can this summer. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the crafts. And if you make any of them and share them to Instagram, please tag us at Stevens County Library. We're also on Snapchat. We are at SVCO Library on Snapchat. So give us a follow and we will talk to you there. So thanks for tuning in. Bye.